Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we have for our good Libra friends in late July? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra in late July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? What can we see here for our good friends? Let's get this card out nice and quick. Oh, there we go. I will take it. Okay, believe. Now, to me, this could be a really, really good card. It could be very optimistic, but at the same time, it could represent a test of some sort. Okay, hopefully none of you might be in the midst. I mean, some of you might be in the midst of like big shakeups in how you believe things and see the world as well. I'm getting a lot of energy off of this card initially, so we're definitely going to have to look into it further. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So yeah, looking over here, it's absolutely beautiful. I love the imagery of it. Kind of looks like Elsa, right? Let it snow, let it snow. But when I see this card and it is speaking about one's beliefs, this could be spirit just trying to keep you optimistic. I mean, if we're taking a very simple, straightforward approach, maybe spirit saying like, all right, Libra, maybe believe in yourself, believe in the process, be confident, see the silver lining in something, which again, I know is easier said than done, right? Depending on the situations you're going through. But I'm getting this undertone here of like your beliefs being challenged. Okay, so if that's not something that's happening right now, don't be surprised in the short-term future if things that you thought are challenged, things that you believe are challenged. I know Libras are generally really good at consuming information and changing beliefs if necessary. So there is an energy of that around here for some reason. Like the way I see a situation is changing. That's how this feels. But again, there is a very optimistic type of energy I'm picking up off of this as well. So maybe Spirit's just trying to keep you cheered up. That could be a good thing. But we're just going to let her chill out over there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Libras in late July. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a bit wild, believe it or not. The reading was titled Big Karmic Shock, and there was a lot of karmic energy. There was like really powerful, like explosive type energy where either the universe is about to take the wheel, some of you might be experiencing really big shifts and changes, kind of like what I was seeing here with the belief a little bit. So just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, and all that energy doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could be for the better. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for the lovely Libras, late July. What's happening? What do we got going on for our good friends? Okay, cool. One of your power cards. I do really like this. The Empress. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful energy to start. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more here for you. What do we have for Libra, late July? 8 of Pentacles. I mean, busy, busy. I do like this as well. Let's get one more. I'm feeling optimistic. It doesn't feel as wild as it felt last week. Let's get one more out here for my Libra friends, and we'll start piecing it all together. All right. So the 5 of Wands right here on the back end, a little bit of a conflicted energy. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it could also be very determined as well. There's like a silver lining to this card as well. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I like the mixture of stuff we have going on here. There's a lot of outer energy showing up as opposed to inner initially. So we're starting here with one of your power cards, the Empress. I mean, she could also represent Taurus, but to me, she's Venus energy. So I don't assign her Earth or air. To me, it's just like, all right, that's Venus energy right there, which is usually very pleasurable. It's nice. It's a softer energy. Then we have Earth, which is the realm of work, business, tasks, things we're putting effort into, the material world around us. Then we have fire, the realm of action, the realm of movement. And this has its own set of positives and challenges too, which we're going to have to see because front end energy seems very, very stable until we get over to that Five of Wands. So let's build this out piece by piece. Position number one, we have the Empress. So we spoke about her a little bit. You already know that in my simplistic style, when we clarify her, she could just tell us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. Remember, we're not going to say this is gender specific, it's just Libra energy. Now, what are some other things? In the positive sense, she's one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. She represents blessings, abundance. She is the goddess. She represents a bounty, a bountiful type of energy. So we love having her here. So tons and tons of blessings. She represents potential. Notice she has the pregnant belly. She has pomegranates on her dress. So it's like my cup runneth over. So whenever I see the Empress, I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's actually damn good. It could also tie into nature, like Mother Nature, literal. You might be spending time in nature for whatever reason, or that could be a good thing for you. But she does have some challenges too. It's not just all blessings and abundance with the Empress. Yes, it can represent nurturing and caring. She's a very tender type of energy. So when I see her, maybe you're in a spot where you're a little more tender than you normally are. This is an energy that can be bruised easily whenever we see her. A challenge with the Empress, sometimes she could be an energy that's a little stuck. Sometimes she could be an energy that's a little smothered or smothering. So hopefully you're not feeling cornered in any type of way. I feel like she's good initially. So we will see what's up with her. But yeah, worst case scenario, she could be someone that feels trapped or like their back is against the wall in some kind of way. Now, moving to the middle, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which I normally like. This is a really strong card that ties into career, work, businesses, how we earn money. It is a card of effort. So I usually love it. We see our little pal here. He's chiseling away, creating those pentacles. I always get a kick out of this card because he's hard at work. Now, it doesn't just have to represent career. This could be anything that we're putting a lot of effort into. It is good for work. It is good for career, but it's not just that. Now, well, let's look at it from a couple other different lenses. This could be anything you're putting a lot of effort into. So whether you're putting effort into yourself, into a situation, this is somebody that wants to work on something and give it their energy. So it's a good thing. This could also represent mending things and fixing things. It's really, really nice. But the challenge of the Eight of Pentacles, sometimes it could be feeling like, all right, well, I've been working towards something for a long time, but I'm not seeing results. Or I'm putting out all this energy. Where is the return on that energy? Sometimes it could be like a workaholic, like all work, no play type of energy. So we do want to look at this much closer. I feel like it can be good. There is a lot of effort being put in here. Now, moving to the back end is the card that we definitely want to keep a closer eye on. We have the Five of Wands. And this is one of the cards I always say you don't need to be an expert in tarot to understand what this means. We see the five people, they're battling it up, right? They're going to war, they're beating each other up with sticks. So, of course, it could be a conflicted energy, whether it's internal conflicted feelings or even outside of yourself. We'll just have to see when we get more detail. The Five of Wands does have positives. I would say it's determined. This is a card that's like, all right, my mind is set on something. I will see it through. There's nothing that's going to stop me. So it's good for that. I really like the Five of Wands where it's like, it doesn't matter what problems pop up, doesn't matter what situations pop up. I am not quitting. That could be great. But at the same time, this can represent problem after problem, a situation after situation. This could be something where it's a real battle, especially next to the Eight of Pentacles, where it's like, oh, I'm trying so hard. Watch out for literal conflict. Watch out for people that might be angry, upset in their feelings when this card is here. And since it is fire, this card can be very explosive. This could be a card that is hard to control, hard to predict. Whereas this energy here in the front, it's like, yeah, it's chill, it's calm, it's predictable. This one is not. This one is far from it. So we definitely want to keep a very close eye on that Five of Wands as we progress through the reading. So we're just going to tuck him in right back over here. Yeah, Libra, I want to dive deeper on all this stuff. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what's happening. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot because, as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the beautiful Empress. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, let's get this card out here. What is happening with that beautiful Empress? Why is she here? What's coming up for my good friends? Thank you. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So patience. Patience with a process could be tested in this time, or patience with a situation or even a person. When I see the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, I mean, unless you have earth placements or you're connected to an earth sign, when I see it, especially next to one of your power cards, it's like, all right, something needs to move faster. Like, or something needs to start happening. Watch out for boredom in this time, or things just feeling a little dull, a little dry. That's like for some of you, obviously not every Libra out there. But the Knight of Pentacles in reverse to me does have that little sense of unpredictability to it. But the main thing I'm feeling here, I don't want to say it's like I'm fed up, but it's like, all right, something needs to start happening here. Like something needs to start shaking up. The energy needs to shift in one way or another. And we'll see if it will as we move forward. Usually, this is the slowest mover of the whole entire tarot deck, especially with the core cards. It's barely moving at all. Yes, it can represent messages. Yes, it can represent communication. So when I see them in reverse underneath one of your power cards, for some Libras, maybe there's something you're biting your tongue about. Maybe there's something that's like, oh, maybe I should discuss it, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I won't say anything about it. Like, so there could be something you're keeping to yourself for the time being. But the main thing I'm picking up here is just a sense of frustration. Okay, so just watch out for that in this time, especially with what we have coming up here, because yeah, this energy might be problematic. So when I get this sense of frustration, or it's like pent up type of energy, especially with this Empress here. So we're not going to put too much stock into it. I mean, I still think there's good energy to be had, but like the energy feels pent up and it feels like it's losing patience. Let's keep moving. Let us keep moving here. So we're going to go in on that Eight of Pentacles because now we'll get to the effort. So why is the Eight of Pentacles in the mix for Libra? Please, guide, spirit team. Thank you. Okay. This feels very unresolved for some reason. So I have the Ten of Swords in reverse underneath the Eight of Pentacles. Like this is something, it could be a problem or a situation where it's like you can't sweep it under the rug. Like it's something where it's like, oh, no, it's unavoidable. Like this is something that needs to be addressed. That's just how it feels to me at this time. Now, for some of you, this could be something that has long passed. This doesn't have to be something that comes up right now, especially with the Ten of Swords in reverse. But when I see it, it's like, no, this is something that should be taken seriously, even if it's something from the past. Don't just sweep it under the rug. Don't just ignore it. Like, this is something that needs attention. Like, if you're wanting to progress, like, it needs attention, it needs some sort of effort. Now, for a lot of you that watch tarot, you know that the Ten of Swords is probably one of the roughest cards in the whole entire deck. It can represent endings, it can represent pain, it can represent betrayal, the whole nine. The only upside to this card is that it could represent a rock bottom where there's nowhere to go but up. So when I see it in reverse, it's like, okay, this energy's on the upswing. Like it could be worse, but at the same time, I feel like either it's a problem or a situation where it's like, no, it needs attention. You need to take it seriously. It's something that can't just be ignored. So again, you're just going to have to go with the flow here. It depends on your situation and your awareness. But to me, it's like, no, it needs to be addressed. You can't just sweep this one under the rug. You can't just say, I'm not going to think about it. It's fine. As long as I don't think about it, it's going to be fine because this Five of Wands is still coming up. Let's keep moving. So again, we're already seeing a little frustration. Now we're seeing like a problem or a situation here that needs to be addressed. Let's see what the Five of Wands has, and we'll do a quick recap. So why is that Five of Wands in the mix for Libra? Thank you. Okay. So we have Temperance in the upright underneath this Five of Wands. It could be all about pacing yourself here. So Temperance is a good card. It's protective. It's, the universe saying like, hey, we got your back, Libra. It has the Archangel Michael, the defender. It's a beautiful card. So even though we got some choppiness and problems and situations here, Archangel Michael is a very welcome sight for us. Now, you might be connected to Sagittarius. Maybe you have some Sag placements. Double fire energy right here on the back end. Now, you might be called to try to be a mediator or peacemaker, which is something that happens with a lot of Libras, believe it or not. But when I see the Five of Wands, this conflicted, wild type of energy, and then Temperance, it's like, calm it down. So this is either one of two things. Either Spirit's telling you, Libra, to pace yourself, like, all right, there is no rush. It is a process. Take your time. There is no rush here. But for another portion of you, it's like, I need to calm things down. I need to address this quickly. Because temperance under the Five of Wands, it's like trying to get in the middle of all this stuff. What's going to happen to this angel if he goes in the middle of all those people fighting? He's going to catch some strays, right? He's going to catch some damage himself. So I would watch out for any issues that don't concern you in this time. I would watch out for getting pulled into other people's stuff in this time. Like, focus on your stuff. That's just how it's showing up to me. Or like, if you are dealing with your own things, try not to bring too many other people into it if possible. That's how it feels here with temperance. Again, good. I like that temperance is here. I like that the empress is here, the eight of pentacles. It's like a half and half type of reading where we have some good energy. And I've been seeing this a lot for all the zodiac signs this week. The readings are polarizing, where there's some good stuff, but it's not all of it, especially with this situation in the center. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadows. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we have the Empress, pardon me, with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. There could be something you're getting a little frustrated with, whether it's a situation, whether it's a process, or this could be feeling a little cornered or bogged down, like stuck type of energy. Moving to the center, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords. Yeah, there's a situation or problem that you should probably take seriously. You shouldn't sweep it under the rug. It needs attention. It needs effort. It needs work. It needs to be worked through actively. It's not just something where it's like, I'll just forget about it, or you know what, I won't talk about it, and it'll just go away on its own. It doesn't feel like that to me, whether it's from the past or whether it's right now. Moving to the back end, we have the Five of Wands with temperance. Again, you might be called to mediate or be a peacemaker for someone. Try your best not to get pulled into other people's drama, like focus more on your stuff. Or if this is your conflict, try not to involve too many extra people. So, because I feel like that would complicate things. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Libra friends. What's happening? What is in the shadows? And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get your one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card out here. What do we got? Quick, nice. Yeah, I saw this for the Gemini reading too. We have the Seven of Swords in the shadows, and just like I said in their reading, I'm going to mention it again. The Seven of Swords is a very common card to see in the shadows because this card is the shadows. It represents things that we don't quite see, things that we don't quite understand. In its most positive form, it's just something that's a little hidden. But the challenge here is that this card could be very secretive. Sometimes it could represent liars. Sometimes it could be a whole bunch of really rough things. So in this time, maybe spirits want you to be a little skeptical about something. Maybe there's something you still need to learn or still need to find out. That could potentially be it. But I feel like it fits with what we have here in the center of the spread, where a spirit could be saying, like, no, don't stash it away. Don't hide it. There could be something where it's like the more attention you give it, the better. That's how it feels to me. And of course, if there's anyone where you're not really trusting them or their motives, this is a warning card for sure. So we're going to put it down right there, Libra. That's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My digital calendar's over there, so you could go check out availability. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. It's beautiful, it's unique, and it definitely fits the season. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, for all the uses that tarot has to offer, which do you think is best? Do you like using it for love situations, personal, financial, business, you name it? You put it in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.